Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode number 39. Today, of course, is the 31st of July, 2021, end of the month, and we're going to be talking about apparently a very big Warhammer Plus controversy, as well as a new Bigfoot movie. All that and more right now. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show tonight. I know it's a little bit later than usual. I was out doing my food delivery, and the last order was... I felt like I was walking in to like one of those scenes where I would be like very much injured and murdered. You know, like you watch those horror movies, and you get to the pizza delivery guy gets to the dude's house, because this was actually a pizza delivery, and then it's like none of the lights are on, and like no one is outside, and it's very dark and it's very creepy, and there's trash everywhere. Yeah. I put the food down. I got the hell out of there. I was like, I left it by the door.
Get ready for Hollywood After Dark.
Oh, yeah, what you got?
You should have just taken a picture and showed it to your boss.
It's so shitty. I don't have a pop.
Yeah. Oh, well, real quick here, Max, let everyone know what's going on with that.
This is a $140 can of beer from the Mother Box from the Snyder Cut. That tie-in where they ship you a bunch of stuff that's not very good. And it's been in my fridge for so long, getting ice cold, and I brought it out, and then like the label's all bubbling because it's just like tape over a regular shitty beer can.
Yeah. It's pretty terrible. Everything involving that Mother Box.
Wonderland. Nope.
Yeah. Well, it was because it came from the UK. That's the thing, is it came from the UK. Unless they put it together here, but like the fact that Max bought it, spent you spent $200 on it, right?
Well, that's when I was spending a lot of money. Now, now I'm broke.
Well, it doesn't really matter, but you still spent the money on it, and then of course right after that, like a bunch of our friends actually got sent the box for free, because they were involved in the like premiere or whatever of the Snyder Cut, and they were like, they got hooked up. But you can tell all that was Wonderly going, yeah, we've got like all of this leftover shit that no one bought, right? And then someone's like, well, just give it to people because they'll eat it. And then Max like, did you get food poisoning, or was it?
I got real sick. What was it? It was some kind of fish in a can with some crunchy thing. I don't know. My wife made it. And then some people did get it, and they like, oh, it was sitting outside, and I can't eat the meat in there. No. Well, I'm not afraid of beer. I mean, how bad can a beer be? I already
really. Are you honestly asking the question? How bad?
Well, I already drank the other one.
Okay. Well, if you survive the other one, I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
Mladen here says, don't drink it. You already. What happened last time with the food?
He looks a bit like Jacksepticeye.
Who?
Mladen.
Oh, Mladen.
Okay.
Yeah. Those beady little eyes. No,
I wish he had his money.
Quantum Stress here says, talk about the Red Notice teaser. I didn't know that the Red Notice teaser happened.
I just saw that trailer like today. Apparently it's got Ryan Reynolds and The Rock in it, along with some other chick I've never really heard of.
It's Wonder Woman. It's Gal Gadot.
Oh shit. Yeah. But apparently they're just going full Rick and Morty, just going, fuck it, let's do it, and damn the consequences.
So someone played it recorded it off their television. Here, I'll bring it up. We'll watch it real quick before we dive on in. Real quick, before we do that one, I don't want to miss out, because I like to kind of get to this in the beginning. I'd like to give a quick shout out to the channel members tonight, people who've helped kept this channel afloat. If you've been following the show throughout the course of this last month, you've seen it increase by a number of new channel members. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Nice. Of course, the patreon.com/Matt Jarbo has been growing as well. There will be some new tiers coming in August while I work on some new stuff. And again, tonight is the last night. If you want to get in on the winning of the Indiana Jones 40 Years Raiders of the Lost Ark Life magazine, not Lifetime, just Life magazine. I'll be sending that out to one lucky person. And then I found today a bunch. There's like Life has got a whole bunch of these things. I saw one today for Jaws. I saw one today for like Godzilla.
I actually had one for Star Wars. I picked it up at Safeway.
They've got a whole bunch of these things, and I like the way I look at it is I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's information about a movie. it's a tangible item. It's not a Blu-ray or a DVD, but it's something you can kind of keep with you. And I think it's a fun thing to kind of, it's something unique that a lot of these people don't give out when there's giveaways on channels. So that is my shilling. That is my shilling for this. Obviously, this has been a very, very good month. I thank you guys very much for everything. So why don't we do a quick look here at the Red Notice teaser. This is recorded off of someone's screen, so I have no idea how it's going to go. So let's give this thing a shot right now.
Let's do this.
Are you looking for something specific or just browsing?
You're under arrest. Oh my God, read the room.
Wow.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
Did you never tell anybody about this?
All right.
I want to see that now.
All right, wait,
So
wait.
this is-
I think that there's a little bit more.
Okay.
This moment's I get radiated.
All right. So the thing with
it's
that,
enough.
so I mean, obviously they're going to be promoting this pretty heavily tonight, because here's the thing. I will say Jungle Cruise actually is going to overperform. They were estimating 25 million. It's looking at 32 million, which is roughly what Space Jam: A New Legacy did. So tomorrow will be fascinating to see. Yes. I mean, the movie, well, it was definitely better than Space Jam: A New Legacy. That is for certain. We'll have to wait and see though how Disney responds if they put out the numbers for the Premiere Plus, Premiere Access.
This ain't the wizarding world of necromancy. Let's not talk about abominations here.
So what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Just joke. My attempt at a joke.
Okay. Like I'm trying to get it. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, it's I think what you're gonna get out of this movie is out of Red Notice specifically is it's like, you know, I think I first heard it was like a $225 million movie at Netflix. That's significantly been dropped now. At last I heard it's like 175 or maybe even 150. And that looked like fun. It is written and directed by Rawson Thurber, who did We're the Millers, that he did Skyscraper, he did Central Intelligence. He's worked with The Rock quite a bit.
I've seen Central Intelligence. God, that shit was funny.
It was, I mean, it had its moments. It wasn't my favorite thing ever. I think We're the Millers was a lot funnier because it's just Jason Sudeikis. His deadpan humor, in my opinion, is better than the over-the-top Kevin Hart style humor. But it is, you know, different stuff. Different stuff for different people, obviously.
Deadpan as in like Christopher Walken kind of deadpan?
No, Christopher Walken isn't really deadpan, you know, because there's a lot of inflection with Christopher Walken's voice. So that's not really deadpan.
Caught that, but no.
You've never caught the inflection in Christopher Walken's voice?
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
That's a lot of that's not deadpan. That is the opposite of deadpan.
Oh,
that is the very deadpan would be like,
Okay.
Yeah.
If you say that,
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Yeah, sure. You could, if like with a flat tone would be deadpan.
Oh,
but when
okay.
it's a very flat tone. Yeah, if you're coming at it like, I've got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. That's not that is the opposite of deadpan. That is very emphatic.
Got it.
Yeah. Real quick here, Mad1306 says, what do you think of J.K. Simmons might return for Batgirl? We did talk about this the other night. I said if I might have to eat crow when it comes to the whole situation.
That's why I keep showing up here. I'm
when it keeps coming up in the whole Snyder stuff. I don't know. I think that's fascinating. Yeah. But at the same time, and I forget who said this, but someone did mention this the other night. J.K. Simmons also appeared in Justice League, and that is going to be the movie they're continuing off of. And that is more of a Joss Whedon joint. Oh. So you can sit there and make the claim that it's it's a continuation of a Zack Snyder character, but it's going to be from a Joss Whedon directed movie. So
I personally think that J.K. Simmons is just a treat no matter what he's in.
Oh yeah, no, I love.
Okay.
Eddie here says, Matt, please eat crow. Eat that crow, dude. You say that like you're trying to get me to eat that pussy. Like I'm a hero. That's what heroes do.
Dude, right. Come on.
What? This is Hollywood After Dark. I say what I want.
Put some barbecue sauce on it first. If you're gonna eat a crow,
Oh, I thought.
Oh, okay.
It, for God's sake.
That's not what I thought you were saying.
I'm
like, I've never tried
barbecue,
that one.
Does barbecue and tuna go together?
Oh God.
Depends on how you cook it. That's it. Depends on how you cook it. As they said in Transporter 2, a meal is only limited by your imagination. Was that the first one?
I guess I don't remember,
How do you
and this
cook
has
it?
gotten far off into like some weird cannibalistic territory.
How
So
do you cook it? Ask Army Hammer.
Oh, please. I've been watching Hannibal for like 6 months.
They should cast him as the next Hannibal.
do I think Walken killed Natalie? That's
what?
a tough one. No, well, okay, so Natalie Wood is a famous actress who died while she was on a boat with Christopher Walken and Robert Wagner. This happened, I want to say, in the 80s. And she was married to Robert Wagner at the time. They did kind of have an on-again, off-again relationship. Both he and Walken have ascertained, they've maintained their story that they don't remember what happened. And the idea is that she fell off the boat, but not a lot of people out there believe that Natalie Wood would have fallen off a boat. They think that there is a rumor, there is a lot of allegations that both Christopher Walken and Robert Wagner killed her and then covered it up.
I honestly think they were really shit-faced and just maybe did it. But they're too shit-faced to remember.
So, yeah, well, I think you would remember that after all these years, but that's the whole thing. Bradley, yes, that was the guy who paid number 2 in Austin Powers. Yes. Music Man here says he didn't kill her. We might have to do a dive into that one day. And
Can I do a small request towards the end? Because Anthony said he's had a bad day. Maybe just have him at the end at just one caller for the day. I know you weren't planning.
I mean, if we can get through everything tonight, I didn't really sleep last night.
Right.
I napped.
We'll try.
So
Anthony,
yeah,
no
I'm exhausted
promises.
tonight. So I just wanted to do this Warhammer
Well,
thing.
I hope you have a better day tomorrow.
Yeah, Anthony. I hope you're feeling better, man. I do hope you're feeling better. So that's kind of the whole thing there. All right. So why don't we take a look here at the whole thing with Warhammer. So I asked
two things with Activision Blizzard and Star Wars.
Well, I want to start off by talking about the Warhammer stuff, and then afterward we can get to we can talk about the other stuff, because the reason why I wanted to bring up the Warhammer is that a bad beer.
Yeah. No, can take go.
Okay.
Yeah. In other news, the sky is blue.
All right. So, all right. So just, I'll bring up here. Is there game? What's the name of the Games Workshop? Is the name of the company?
Yeah, correct.
All right. And do they have so I'm unfamiliar with this whole Warhammer Plus situation. I think the reason why I want to talk about it has a lot to do with one of the listeners, Command Unit, who has been very generous this month, has been asking about this, and I'm not too familiar with the Warhammer community. I do know just it. I guess you could say
about it.
I know Warhammer exists. If you were to ask me any kind of information about that, I would be like, I don't know.
Right over your head.
But a lot of people have been, people have been talking about this. So I wanted to kind of just get your take on it, get a general idea about it, and then be able to kind of, I guess, offer up my,
all right,
my thoughts on it.
I would request that you bring up a YouTuber by the name of Sodaz, Sodaz. Just bring up his channel, and I can, or just type in his thing, or just type in his channel in the search engine on YouTube, because this is like at least 40% of the controversy about GW is about him.
Okay, so because I see here there is another
YouTuber scandal.
Well, that doesn't seem to.
This guy's really talented with animation. He does it all in SFM, but he does such good lighting, such good editing. It's really good, and there's like no dialogue in it too.
Okay, so this is his channel right here.
No, that's Chapter Master Valrak.
I don't. Okay, well, this is.
You know what? I can pull it up for you and DM
hold on. Let me. I'll find it. Hold on. I'll find it. All right. Because I thought they had linked to it. Okay.
That top one there is the best bet.
Okay, this is his, or like, does he have a channel?
It's a re-upload. There it is. There he is, right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he does a lot of fan films, and he does a lot of animation.
Yeah. But he deleted his Warhammer content because he got hired by Games Workshop. But Games Workshop is notoriously bad with employee treatment. Like, imagine GameStop, but British. So way worse. And all they primarily sell miniatures that come like plastic model kits, but they're priced like crazy. Anyway, they acquired a bunch of animators who did a bunch of really, really good fan animations. And the downside was that they had to delete all their Warhammer stuff off of YouTube. I'm going to give them enough views, that kind of crap.
Sure.
But in fact, now that I think about it, draws parallels to the music industry suing random people for downloading free music off the internet in the 90s and 2000s. But in this, they give you an option: come work for us, or we're going to bog you down with legal shit. So a lot of them initially thought, oh, cool, I get to work with Games Workshop. But no, it's just really shitty work. And for some reason, so they've been treating Sodas really badly, even though his animation is like top tier. Apparently, I think the reason they're treating him badly is because he only uses SFM, and that's kind of looked down upon.
What is SFM? I don't know what that is.
Steam. You can look it up.
Is it the Steam stuff? Okay.
Yeah, it's like more fluid Gmod animations.
Okay.
More fluid Gary's mod animations. Yeah, Steam effects model, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, they've been just treating people really bad, sending cease and desist orders, on the back of come work for us. It's just been very, very two-faced, cloak and dagger. Plus, I also think they kind of got big dick syndrome when they acquired the really big YouTubers, and everyone was praising them, and then they started swinging their dick around, and apparently someone took a swing at it.
Okay. I mean, so just I found this information here from June of this year. And this is from warhammercommunity.com.
Yeah, that's a puff piece.
Well, obviously, but it's like just to give an overview of what it is. Because that's one of the things where it's like people have been talking about it, but I don't follow Warhammer, so I literally don't know. And even Warhammer Plus doesn't have a website. Even on the Games Workshop's website, there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's still in the infancy stages, and it's only gonna be like $7 a month.
Well, okay,
still,
or like yeah. So it says here that Warhammer Plus is said to be one of the biggest things ever happened to the Warhammer hobby. So with this subscription, you get a wealth of Warhammer animation, and that's the big issue right here. Weekly in-house Warhammer hobby shows, a digital vault of classic Warhammer publications, and White Dwarf issues, full access to the Warhammer apps. I don't know.
White Dwarf is their official monthly magazine.
Okay. And then what are the apps here? Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer Age of Sigmar? Are these like games or these applications?
There's two different kinds of Warhammer. There's Warhammer Fantasy, which is like World of Warcraft, World of Warcraft-esque, fantasy with magic and crap. And then there's Warhammer 40K, 40,000 in the far future. That takes place all over the galaxy.
Well, I was mostly just curious what the apps
are. Hang on. I need to maximize this so I can see it. Okay, so basically, when you play Warhammer, you set your pieces out on a board, and you roll dice, and you use a codex, basically a rule book. It's a lot like D&D, but on a bigger scale. And you roll dice to find out who wins. And apparently they're going to try and take their codex off the App Store and put it into Warhammer Plus. So you can only use it's like if D&D took their rule book off the App Store and you could only get it through the website. for a monthly fee.
Okay. Okay, so that's fine.
And
That's
Citadel Miniature is the official producer of
okay.
the company's miniatures.
All right, so yeah, this does come across like a bit of a puff feast. These guys here are just like, wow, yo. Okay, so you get like, so they're saying it's going to be $6 a month, and you get access to a whole bunch of stuff. And so, I mean, on the outset, it looks interesting because there's a lot that you get apparently with this subscription, and it does feel like a lot of it's going to end up being, very aimed at clearly aimed at the Warhammer audience, very niche. On the animation front, it says there's a host of phenomenal animations coming to Warhammer Plus that feature some of your all-time favorite heroes and villains from the world of Warhammer. These animations embrace a variety of styles and themes, so there's sure to be something to appeal to you, whatever your favorite part of Warhammer hobby are. And so they've got, I just won't play the music here, but they've got like a sizzle reel, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just that they're not including any of the SFM stuff, except maybe that back there with the red Space Marines. But other than that, I don't think they're really doing anything with the SFM guy known as Sodas, because there's nothing that looks official on. They can't do really anything official with SFM.
So then why did they hire him then? They would have clearly
because
discussed with him.
Because he's talented and he was drawing a lot of views.
Well, I think they probably still would have had to interview him,
Yeah, but I think they actually did a mass hiring of like at least 5 really well-known YouTubers who made all this stuff on their own, and I'm pretty sure they just rushed the interview. But from what I hear, they've also been just treating them really badly.
Okay. Well, looking at it here, it also says here,
like Blizzard badly.
Well, so like what, sexual assault?
Minus the sexual shit, but they've just been treating them very poorly.
Well, I get that. All right, so their
YouTube channel is the same as it is here, Voice of the Emperor. Just look me up. You can contact me there. I can talk to you about this.
All right, because that he brought it up, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But there's not much that I really know. But I was able to find this from the Warhammer 40K subreddit. So 2 months ago, this person asks, why is this community so negative about Warhammer Plus? I haven't seen this level of negativity since Halo 5 came out. That's a very odd thing to say, because there's been a lot of negativity 2 months ago, and I haven't seen this level of negativity since Halo 5. What about Cyberpunk 2077? Like, where the fuck have you been?
I think he's just being facetious.
Maybe a little facetious there. That's
but the streaming, okay.
Facetious, yeah. The streaming service seems like the perfect brainchild of every comment on the original Astaria's YouTube videos. There isn't even any cautious optimism, just venom, just throwing me for a loop. I was crazy excited to wake up to this and came to Reddit wanting to share in some hype and got stonewalled. I just don't get it. So the top post is this guy RWJP, but he brings up some interesting points. He says amount of content, simply put, Games Workshop doesn't have enough content lined up to justify a subscription fee. Netflix, Disney Plus, etc. have huge libraries of content. That is very true. And they have a few big series and some one-shot style things, but that's not enough to worth subscribing for, according to this person. They said it's also the likelihood that we get considerably less than 24 hours worth of content. And that actually is a very valid complaint in my mind, where you've got, if you're going to launch $6 a month, and it's, people like that. I think a lot of people are going to subscribe for the fucking animation. That's my take. But then they also offer up the other parts of like Warhammer TV. That's going to be where they fill in a lot of the ancillary content. They really just pad the hours. Do you want to watch a live stream of this guy fucking painting a figure? People would watch that. I think in the Warhammer community, people would watch that.
Yeah. Well, some would. Those who still have models. I have a few models, but I haven't painted them in years.
Well, there's still a Warhammer store in my town that is still open.
I know of one that's down in Kent Station. There's a Games Workshop down there.
No, this is an actual Warhammer store. It's called Warhammer.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I know of an actual Games Workshop store in Kent Station.
Oh, okay. Well, this is down in Tumwater, so it's a little different. But anyway,
Okay.
so it's another subscription service, and that's another thing people are upset about, right? Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO, yeah, all that shit. And that is the thing. Well, as more people look at Paramount Plus, look at Peacock, those get more mocked
Ugh.
than anything else right now.
Yeah, well, Paramount Plus is just desperation in my eyes.
Well, and they've also got a really solid like back catalog of content, with all the Star Trek, and they've got all the Viacom stuff, Comedy Central things, Beavis and Butthead, MTV. They've got a very powerful back catalog.
And Peacock, everyone's making fun of Peacock. So
well, the name is terrible. The name is terrible.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. So they also said here that Games Workshop doesn't have a good track record with apps. So
no, they don't.
So why would anyone want another app when Games Workshop has very recently demonstrated that they aren't very good? Well, I would argue that a lot of this would probably be done through PC. It'd be done through the website application.
Right.
But yeah,
piss poor mobile optimization.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, Quibi was mobile only, and people were clamoring for an actual web app that they could watch on their TV or their computer because they were like, this should be on both. Like, what are you doing?
I also forgot to mention one last thing. Games Workshop is a British company, so the British IP laws over there are very different from the U.S. Copyright laws here. So, it's probably a copyright overlap.
Maybe. I mean, they're also a lot looser in the UK, to be honest with you. They are a lot looser.
I was led to the impression that it was slightly the opposite direction.
As far as I know, when it comes to like fair use and things like that, maybe fair use is looser over there than it is here. I'd have to look into it again. But anyway, so and someone else here says the best criticism that they've seen is that the content is probably the best way to grow up the Warhammer brand in public. Games Workshop is basically taking away a lot of that accessibility. And so for someone to get that content, they have to pay money, which is something only hardcore fans would be willing to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then,
plus with tabletop simulator, you can just do it more easily. And for like $15 down payment, that's it.
Okay. So is that beer pretty bad, Max? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
All right. Pour it out, buddy. Pour it out. That beer's terrible.
I'm drinking it.
All right. You're gonna soldier
Suffer
through
for us.
Yeah.
All right.
For all beer. The hell.
Okay. So it seems here that a lot of people are effectively saying that the cost isn't worth it. The type of content they're going to have available when it launches at the end of August is not going to be worth the amount of money per month, because for the amount of money you're paying, you could get Disney Plus effectively for the same price, and you get a large amount of content for that.
Turner and Hooch.
Absolutely, yes.
Or Monsters at Work, which is also a pretty good show.
Oh, my wife loves that show.
Oh, I love that.
And so there's that, and then you've got okay, so and then so then there's the rumor of sodas being mistreated because
yes,
and that's the big thing. But I had heard, so what Command Unit had said is that did YouTube mess up here? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the
It
chat.
might have just been one user.
Yeah. Okay.
No one else has complained yet. Let us know if anyone in the chat if you're having.
He said his internet was crapping out.
Okay. So, I mean, like, look, this is kind of, people made this from, I guess in the Warhammer community, this is seen as a crazy thing. I would argue.
The Warhammer community would call this heresy.
That would make sense. I mean, I would say
connotations, but
don't buy it. Don't buy it. If that's the issue here,
don't buy it yet. Give it another year.
Well, yeah. I mean, in many instances, give things time to grow. Sure. But if animators are being mistreated, then that is definitely up to them to come out and say something about it. But it's also possible that if they've been hired, there's probably a clear NDA that they can't breach.
Yeah. Plus, there's this guy called Brava Alpha Buza. He's basically to Warhammer what Red versus Blue was to Halo. Yeah, he actually created a lot of new Warhammer fans with his whole comedy series, and he's actually putting it on hiatus because he doesn't want to get sued by Games Workshop.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, that's going to be, and that's always something that happens in a lot of these situations. When you do fan created content, you have to, when you are using licensed material like that, you find yourself in the position of very much being, kind of,
Eggshells.
yeah.
We'll probably have to get to movie talk, but we don't want to forget about Daniel Scott's super chat.
So I guess I guess at the end of all this, I proceed with caution. I won't be getting it because I have no interest in it personally. I thought I wanted to talk about this because Command Unit had been asking about it.
How much? How much has he been asking about it?
A couple times, a little bit. And so Command Unit, I know he might be watching, he may not be watching yet. Check out Voice of the Emperor. You can find him on YouTube if you have any questions. Again, this is not my wheelhouse. So I know this is not like the most lively of streams. I apologize for that because I'm trying to understand it as we're talking. But it does seem like this is just a bit of an underdeveloped property that some of the hardcore within the community are probably going to be pimping pretty hard because it's possible that they might also be getting hooked up with free membership or something from Games Workshop. That's my speculation. That generally tends to happen when these companies reach out to these people and they try to get these influencers to talk about it. But I think that some of the criticism about there being cutting off the wide access to this, which could bring in new fans, that is definitely going to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, they handed out a lot of golden tickets, but man, they're going to need new boots at the end of this.
Yeah,
they shot themselves in the foot so many times.
Definitely 100%. Okay, let's you know what? Again, proceed with caution. I think that's the take we all have here on this one. Let's get to the Daniel Scott here. $10, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.
Talking about the Red Notice. It says here, the Rock movie looks good. As much as I like DC, Marvel, and Star Wars, I miss a straightforward action movie without a supernatural sci-fi element. Oh, dude, 100%. Man.
Oh, dude. Totally.
It always bugs me in video games when you get to the third act, and the third act then all of a sudden becomes like the twist is like aliens or demons or ghosts or some kind of like genetically altered monster. I always get a little bit annoyed with that. I'm like, could you guys think of something different? Like, do I need this? No.
I did notice something with Marvel, but please go ahead.
No, Marvel does that. They all, they all kind of.
Yeah.
But if you trust me, watch Suicide Squad, the new one. All right, like.
Oh, I plan to. It's It's coming out on HBO Max soon.
On Friday. Yeah, I went to Linwood.
Or
and saw
you could be Matt Jarbo and see it already.
I did see it. I drove. Hey, man, I went the money. I went the mileage.
Yeah, that's true.
I did it.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. So, okay. Emperor, you had said you wanted to talk about, the
two things.
Okay. And then we'll open up the calls after that, but yeah.
Yeah. First is, do you know who Lars Mikkelsen is? He's the
Yes.
brother of Mads. Well, he got cast to play Thrawn.
Well, it's still rumor at this point. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's likely.
Yeah, it's very, very likely. And I think that's really good because I've seen him in Madam Secretary as Putin, and dude can act like Bill Burr when in Mando season 2. He can act.
Well, he's also the voice of Thrawn in Rebels.
That was my second point.
Yeah. So I mean, and looking at how Filoni is trying to, capitalize on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Dave Filoni. Yeah, seriously, Lars. He knows how to emote and be really mysterious. Because if Mads can do it with Hannibal, Lars should be no problem.
I'm excited to see. I mean, I liked Thrawn in the animated stuff, and this should be pretty good because he looks kind of the part too. And then the actor who played Aladdin is the other guy.
Aladdin in the live action?
Yeah, that's who they're saying is going to play Ezra Bridger from that same LRM report. So that should be interesting to see.
I think that's actually an improvement for live action because I like Rebels, but he was like the weakest of the characters for me. Like Ezra, I'm like, I didn't hate him or anything, but
I absolutely love Sam Witwer. He is just a total Star Wars nerd like us.
Yeah, I would love for them to find a way to add him into the into this world. Whether he is
I'd like them to do a Force Unleashed series.
I
Yeah,
think
on
that
that
would be
game.
interesting, but at the end of the day, it's like, come on, man. Like Vader
Hey, if
was teaching another apprentice
I have an
under the
idea.
Emperor's nose, and I mean, come on, the Emperor would totally know.
If they do a multiverse, if they go with multiverse for Star Wars, go straight into it.
If they go multiverse on Star Wars, I will probably check out. I'm not lying. Star Wars is very linear storytelling. It is
That is
exceptionally
true.
linear storytelling. You do not need a multiverse. There is a through line on the timeline. Keep to it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Marvel,
Well,
DC, their multiverses have been pre-established. So that stuff makes
Okay.
a lot of sense.
okay. But,
But I don't know. I've seen people go off on the whole Star Wars multiverse stuff, and I'm like, no.
well, if they use that to decanonize the sequels, I'll buy it.
They're not going to decanonize the sequels. Why would they decanonize the sequels?
Because
They
they're
made like $4
abysmal
billion.
Yeah, and they lost tons of fans over it.
That doesn't. Those fans. Guess what? Those fans never went anywhere. Those fans never went anywhere. They're still here. They're watching Mandalorian. They're
They're not-
buying all the baby Yoda merch. They haven't gone anywhere.
People still like Ray. She'll be back.
I mean, like, what? You can sit there and say like Doomcock and all of that malarkey that comes out of that, cock holster, all that shit that comes out of his mouth, and it's like, no, man, like, no. Look, the fandom menace is a very small amount of people in the grand scheme of Star Wars fans worldwide. Are there people that aren't happy with Lucasfilm and Kathy Kennedy and everything else? Yeah, sure, fine. There are a couple, but guess what? Every single one of those people, they watch Mandalorian. They probably watch Clone Wars. They watch. Maybe they watch Bad Batch. They are paying attention to Star Wars, and they're always watching it and talking about it.
Speaking
They're
of which,
fucking
did you catch
fans.
the latest episode?
I haven't yet. Tonight
you're
I'm gonna
gonna
sit down.
love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down tonight and give it a watch for bed.
Seriously, the Bad Batch is like a French Merlot. It keeps getting better with age.
It is very good. It's a very good show. I like it quite a bit.
Last
thing,
I have,
and then we move on. Yeah.
Then we'll move on to calls. I have this written down. Activision, they've been caught hiring a union busting firm to go after the strikers following that lawsuit in California. But get this, the same firm was hired by Amazon to bust up that union vote in Alabama. Now, granted, this article is from Kotaku, but personally, I know the people that think like the people. I know how the people in Kotaku think. Right now, they hate the rich and powerful more than white people. Even so, broken clock is right twice a day, so I'm going with it.
Well, I can see. I mean, like, look, the law firm in question here. I forget their name. Like Wilmer something or another.
Yeah.
They Bobby Kotick specifically mentioned them by name as being brought in to kind of like oversee the situation and to kind of, you could say like mitigate it, to smooth it over, things like that. The reality of it is, yeah, they're probably going to punish those who come forward. They're gonna be used as a way to kind of shut down anyone from coming forward and speaking out.
This is Activision, after all.
Is Activision, yeah, and because we're coming into the third quarter, and when we're coming into the third quarter, that's when we start seeing the new Call of Duty game, whatever the hell it's going to be. Whatever else Activision's got going on for like another season of Warzone, and whatever Blizzard's got going on with Overwatch or whatever the fuck it is they're doing right now. There's a lot that's going to, I think what BlizzCon is around the corner too, right?
Yeah, but I think they're going to do a digital version of that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, clearly going to go online for that one, and they're going to try to find ways to sweep this under the rug. One of my friends works for Activision. He did like change his profile picture to whatever color. I think it was blue. That they all did this, like they all chose the color blue as like that's what they rallied around. And then he walked out. He actually walked out during the day. And, so he wants to make sure that there's accountability, which is good. I think it's going to take the public pressure on Activision to really, dive in and keep them honest. Cause I think this firm is probably going to shut a lot of people up.
Yeah. But, I just really hope that they can stay united on this, because this is bad. If they hire a union busting firm that Amazon hired to quash that unionization effort in Alabama, I'm kind of worried.
Well, yeah, and I think we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. But obviously, the next few months are gonna be very interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people either start exiting Activision en masse and they start quitting, I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, housing in Southern California is so expensive. The games industry is big there, but a lot of people who work for Activision have roots in that community of Irvine, and it's there's not a lot like Santa Monica's got a lot of game studios, but other than that, man, you never really know. So all right, well, hey man, we're gonna I'm gonna let you go so I can get some people to come on in.
All right.
But I thank you for coming on by, Emperor, and
Yeah, thank you.
thank you for your insight into the Warhammer situation.
I have one last thing I'd like to plug for me.
Sure.
I actually have a GoFundMe set up for my book publishing. Yeah, I'm getting a book published, and I'm just working on getting the funding to get it published. And it's on my channel. It's in the communities tab.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, man. Have yourself a great one. Thank you.
Protect.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on in, man. I did drop the link right here in the chat. People want to come on in. We'll talk about that new Bigfoot movie news, which I put that on there. So we talk about the Bigfoot stuff. This is because one of the things I like is smaller films. I think as much as I enjoyed Suicide Squad and Jungle Cruise, I started thinking man, these are just kind of at times both were very predictable. And both are very studio and they're very formulaic. That's not to say that they are bad films, but it's when you watch a lot of those kind of movies, you end up really seeing a lot of that kind of stuff. So ultimately it's good to get some stuff that's a little bit different. And that, of course, this is being sent to me by Ryan Hartwell, who says Snoqualmie resident produces new Bigfoot movie. Not, so my dad used to live in Snoqualmie. I spent a lot of time there as a kid. It's a nice town. It's totally different than what it is now from when I was there. But it says here that while working out at a local gym, Taylor Guterson, a Snoqualmie resident and avid hiker, knew he wanted his next movie to feature the beautiful outdoors around Snoqualmie Valley, but he was unsure in what capacity. After spending time talking with residents and people of the area, Guterson got his answer: Bigfoot. I saw there were a lot of people who claimed sightings who seemed like they had no reason to make it up. I wasn't that interested in Bigfoot itself, but the stories. The more I talked to people and heard these stories, the more fascinated I became by it. So this is his fourth feature film. It's called Hunting Bigfoot, and it's set to premiere on the North Bend Theater in Friday. So this upcoming Friday. North Bend is in the Seattle area. They actually here, in honor of the movie's premiere, the North Bend Mayor Rob McFarland and Snoqualmie Mayor Matt Larson proclaimed August 6th as Hunting Bigfoot Day. How is that? That's kind of cool. Guy lives there, makes a movie about hunting Bigfoot around the town, and the mayor is just like, we're gonna call this Hunting Bigfoot Day. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's see here. He describes this film as neither a documentary nor a completely fictional work, but a blur between the two. What, that get cut out?
No, we heard it.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I thought I heard something. But let me, so that's,
Ray is all excited in the chat.
Yeah, I see that. That's great. Let's, let me bring up the Hunting Bigfoot.
Hey, Anthony, get ready if you're still there, brother. We were thinking about you.
No, I see he's back there.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know. I don't see. I can't see. I can't see shit.
Yeah,
I know. Sucks.
Well, that's terrible. Interestingly enough,
talk about feet. Ugh.
There's no trailer for the movie. That's is there a hold on, northbendtheater.com. Let's go there, because there's no trailer for it. I literally typed in Hunting Bigfoot. Hold on, Hunting Bigfoot movie. Let's see. Is there a website for it? There should be a website. That's there director, writer? No. Yeah. Wow. There's nothing. Okay. So according to IMDb here, there's a review of it that's out there. The guy. Okay. Let's bring this up here. So Hunting Bigfoot 2021, it's an hour and 21 minutes, right? And that's kind of an interesting poster right there. A little interesting stuff here, but there's no trailer attached to it or anything like that.
Okay. I like that poster there.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's very kind of interesting in the way, the mountain there. I think that's like meant to kind of be like maybe that's Rainier or just another mountain that's nearby. Although the white space up top, I feel could be probably something else could be right there, but it does draw your attention to the eyes of what is clearly a gorilla. So there's that. And then it's just written by him and directed by him. And there's no storyline. There's no synopsis. There's no anything. And then, so someone here actually wrote a review of it, gave it an 8 out of 10. Says, I watched this at Cinequest Online, not recommended for someone who wants a traditional Bigfoot horror flick, but rather a psychological study of a Bigfoot obsessive mocked by his friends who gets vindicated in the end. But isn't that vindicated in the end? Doesn't that like kind of give it away?
I kind of want, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. He gets vindicated in the end
because these kind of projects, if they're like super indie, like they shoot around and allude to things, and then you don't really get to see much, and then it seems like it's more focused on the hunter. Yeah, it still could be good. I'm not saying it can't be done. It can't be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously the guy's getting some press right now since Ryan saw it, but Ryan also did recently go to the North Bend, I think, Film Festival. So that was something that he wanted to share with me. So let's bring up the North Bend Theater here. Maybe we can get some more info on this. There we go. Hunting Bigfoot cinematic debut. Doors open at 5 p.m. Again, let's see tickets here. Is there anything? Okay, here I'll bring it up because
Music Man's pretty disappointed. That's a big spoiler.
That's yeah. Okay, so apparently, did he really see it, or was it just in his head? As he emerges from yet another long slog in the Northwest wilderness, John's resolve remains undiminished. Long estranged from his family, John checks in to grab some provisions and touch base with some fellow sympathizers and true believers before resuming his all-consuming quest to verify the existence of Sasquatch he claims to have witnessed. And Hunting Bigfoot filmmaker Taylor Gutherson skillfully melds the worlds of narrative feature and documentary film that captured this portrait of a broken man obsessively pursuing personal and professional redemption in a world where many of those close to him think he's crazy. From the executive producer that brought you straight out of Compton. What? Wait.
Oh.
What? Wait. Huh? Who? Because on IMDb, it's literally only listed as one guy. That's it. Taylor Gutherson is one guy. That's it. And I'm looking at his IMDb, and he's only got 4 credits to his name, and they're all the movies that he wrote and directed. And so, and the fact that there's no trailer to this movie, the fact that there's, I am starting to think that this is like a big joke. I don't know. I mean, like
selling fast.
Selling fast North Bend movies. How is there no trailer for this? How is there? I don't see that. Let's see here. Taylor Gutherson Hunting Bigfoot. I mean, come on. There'd be something there. Some video. Finding Bigfoot documentary. Finding and Hunting Bigfoot. I mean, like this guy's gotten like, who is this guy? Taylor Gutherson. Film director. Does he have a website? He has Old Goats, the movie. He went to University of Washington, graduated 2004. But he's got no Twitter that I can see. Let's see. Is there a Twitter? Maybe this is.
You're hunting the movie.
I'm hunting the guy who made it because
you're like the character. Like, where's Bigfoot? Where's the trailer?
Well, I mean, like, there's like Golden State Sentinel is writing about this movie.
Now you're more interested to see it.
now I am more interested to okay, here we go. So Hunting Bigfoot is being released by Xenon Pictures. Lee Savage, Xenon CEO. Yeah, I've never heard of Xenon Pictures before, but whatever. I know there's Xeno who hangs out in the chat and is a critical, cynical bastard.
I think I don't know about the Warhammer. He didn't stick for the Warhammer.
That's fine. That wasn't the
dog.
So I can find that article here. Let's see, because now I'm more interested in like how this fucking movie is going to get into theaters when like there's nothing about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so Xenon CEO, an Academy Award nominee for his screenwriting work on Straight Outta Compton, is one of the film's executive producers.
You could do an interesting independent film about Bigfoot, like artistic, with your drone. You just strap a camera there, see what you got.
Yeah. I mean, like there's a lot there that I've worked on. All right, I'm trying to find Xenon Pictures here, headquartered in Santa Monica, California. All right, we've got a website. Let's see. It's a shitty ass WordPress. According to, again, Xenon Pictures, the website is not like, nothing about this seems legit. The website's not, I don't think it's a scam. I mean, the movie clearly is working on something, but okay. So it says here, the film's unique distribution strategy initially focuses on a region by region national theatrical rollout, partnering primarily with owner operated independent theaters. So the North Bend Theater is probably privately owned. And the strategy also includes working with local chambers of commerce to encourage local business communities to engage in network marketing and related activities in support of the film. What the fuck does that even mean? It's like, what are they doing? Like, we're going to take it to small towns and try to get businesses to go, hey, you want to see a documentary about this movie? Well, what movie is it? It's called Hunting Bigfoot. This guy is crazy. People think he's crazy. So he's going to try to get vindicated about finding Bigfoot. Cool. Where is there a trailer? No. Is there any promotional photography? No. What you got a poster. There's not even a website for it. There's not even like, there's nothing. Like nothing. How is there nothing? I mean, fuck, dude, a Tumblr blog is free. Let's see here.
It's selling fast.
Yeah, right. Whatever, man. Whatever, dude. Okay, on Bainbridge Island, Hunting Bigfoot's Friday, August 13th opening will be preceded by a special screening on Thursday, August 12th, benefiting the local venue, historic Linwood Theater. That screening will launch a campaign in support of the Linwood with the full support of the Bainbridge Island Chamber of Commerce. Oh, okay, I guess it's like, I don't know. Now he says here, there's nothing more instructive for a filmmaker than to see their work in front of a live audience, says Gutherson, who is especially gratified to have Hunting Bigfoot supporting independent theaters. They will immediately let you know what works and what doesn't. And in either case, the energy and engagement are amazing. Ultimately, he says this is the way movies are meant to be seen, which I absolutely agree with. But at the end, where's a poster? Where's a fucking trailer, dude? Give me something.
I don't know. Are people okay in the chat? There hasn't been a comment for a while. I'm just making sure.
We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there.
Now it popped up. All right.
Yeah.
There's two super chats.
Okay, Ryan here says, they did show a trailer during the film festival, but why it's not showing up anywhere else is beyond me. Well, how did the trailer look? Was it any good? I mean, you recommended this to me, and then it's like, I'm trying to understand it. I'm not mad at you or nothing like that. Now I'm just like, I want to dive in and go, well, what the fuck am I looking at here? You know, because I mean, the way that they want to market this and roll it out, that's interesting. It's very cool. I like going venue to venue, kind of like, you know, four-walling it yourself. I like that approach to it. But at the same time, we are living in a digital age where to get people interested, you need to give them something. You know, I'm not saying like Gutherson has to go to everyone's house and like give them a blowjob to get them to go see his movie, but something. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no promotional material outside of that poster. The website doesn't work. You know, the guy who apparently is putting it out there. I mean, like, what in the hell? I just get frustrated with this kind of stuff because it's just like it comes. There is no need for it. You know, like there's absolutely nothing. This guy's got no social media profile. He's got no marketing. So are they just trying to do it? I mean, well, apparently there's I'm trying to see here. There's another article. Okay. Maybe I need to dive into this and end up really talking about and do a patio commentary on it.
I'm getting sleepy. So
yeah, I know. I mean, let's move on because honestly, I'm just getting frustrated with this.
I was legit trolling you in your own chat. I'm like, come on, someone's gonna find the actual Bigfoot. Before
Yeah,
Matt finds this
I know. Rational Skeptic here says the timeline he's referring to Star Wars. Between canon and legends after Return of the Jedi are splits according to Lucasfilms. Well, yeah, the Legends isn't canon, so clearly the timelines are splitting, but they still have, in this case, Star Wars as it's presented and what is considered canon is very much something that is linear in storytelling. So there's that. And there was maybe, okay, yeah, and Rational here, another one I didn't want to miss. In Legends, they touched on the multiverse. Okay, cool. Let's see. Ryan says you might as well buy a ticket and go into it blind. I'm not driving to Linwood to buy it.
Come on, find Bigfoot.
No, I'm not going to buy him. I don't go in blind I at least watch a trailer. I need an idea. If I'm going to waste a couple hours, especially gas and everything to go see this thing.
Use your drone.
Then my drone, the drone I got there's no camera on it. Yeah. So anyway. All right. Let's we got a couple of people in the back room. We'll get some people that are coming on.
I'll stay for a few.
Dragon says I posted links to the site and trailer. Okay, hold on here. Your
icon's amazing. I like your dragon.
Let me see here. If it did you post it in the chat? Where'd you post it at?
Well, sometimes links don't show up in the chat unless they're authorized or something. I didn't see it.
Yeah, any mods would be able to see it. So there's,
Try again, Dragon Bite.
Yeah, try again because I really want to see.
I don't see it.
I want to see. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, you can always DM it to me on Twitter. It's a good way, or just tweet it at me. I can bring it up or something like that. Because that would be pretty good. That way we can see it. So. All right. I don't know. If you got it, man. But in the meantime, I think we're just going to kind of move on. All right. Let's bring in the guy that he has really wanted to come on in and say hi.
Yeah.
You guys know him. You guys love him. He's here all the time, always asking the same question. Are you taking calls, Matt? Tonight we are taking calls. Of course, Anthony Chabot.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I watched some movies.
You got some new movies?
Well, you look happy to me.
All right, Universal Soldier.
I was watching that. I know I was all day. I was depressed.
I'm sorry, man. That's not good.
I know.
So, Mission Impossible. That's a good one.
Are they still making those? Mission?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, they got 7 and 8 are coming.
7 and 8, yes.
So that's gonna be pretty good. What else you got there? Silence of the Lambs. That's a great one.
Man, how big's your collection?
Thank you. And I just tagged you on the post. Both of you's happy Friendship Day.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, what's that one?
Oh, that's the Big Bird movie, right?
Yeah, so I'm doing good and everything.
Cool.
How is Suicide Squad?
It's very good.
What Kaufman was in it?
Well, thank you for asking. I wouldn't know. No, I'm not skipping that. I want to see it.
Kaufman was in it.
Yeah, look, he was in it like 30 seconds at max. You know what I mean?
I love Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's he doesn't have any lines. He doesn't say anything. He's just in the background of a shot. And
I'm a big Lloyd Kaufman fan.
Yeah, well, you should be very happy when you watch it. Are you gonna check it out on Skylar?
On Skylar, yes, Skylar Cable.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And at least then, so yeah, you have to let me know what you think about it, or you can go do a YouTube.
And my birthday's next month.
Yeah, that's right. You're turning 38, right?
38.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I look good and everything. I lost some pounds.
Well, that's good.
That's good. You still
know how you do it because I'm having.
He doesn't drink beer.
Don't drink.
Max.
I don't drink. I don't smoke.
Yeah, he lives.
Me neither.
He lives a solid, good Christian life, Max. Unlike you dirty.
I don't do that.
Every 4 days a week. I was supposed to go see Snake Eyes, but I heard it was raining out.
Yeah, that can do it, man. But okay, Anthony. Well, is there anything?
Well, I have a question for Anthony, just a quick one.
Sure.
What movie are you looking forward to the most at the end of this year that come out?
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
That should be a good one. Yeah.
I don't know if Toby and Andrew are in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't know. There's rumors.
No trailer. There's no trailer for that yet.
It's like Bigfoot.
Yeah, but there's a likelihood of getting a trailer before the movie comes out.
Shang-Chi. I'm excited about Shang-Chi.
That should be fun. Although there is concern now that everything's going to end up getting pushed back.
Oh, I hope not. I don't want
Shang-Chi. Cases that they were looking to shut everything down again.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's only Clifford.
Clifford got delayed. I know.
So I mean,
Ray is a fan of you, Anthony. Look at that. Big Chabot energy.
They delayed Clifford because of the COVID spike.
Oh, yeah. I think I found.
I'm okay with that one.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Uncharted and everything. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I saw the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer. OMG.
That it should be really good. Yeah, I'm really
I hope
hoping
they do a Slimer movie.
Oh, I don't think we need to do a Slimer movie, but I think it should be fascinating. But all right, Anthony. Well, hey man, I'm gonna let you go.
Bye, Max. Look at my post on Instagram.
All right. Thanks, Anthony. Look at my channel. I have a YouTube channel.
I subscribe to you. I got 229 subscribers.
All right, I'll subscribe to you.
All right, no problem. Good night, guys.
Thank you very much, man. All right, we did. Dragon. Anthony's a good guy. We did get the link to the trailer sent to us by Dragonbite, which is funny because I literally just found it myself right as he sent it. But
so you were actually doing something.
I had to Google up and I was looking to see what I could find real quick here. So we'll take a quick look at this trailer because we spent so much fucking time talking about it. Let's hope this is something that I'm hoping that it's
YouTube can't even find it. So are they going to copyright it? Watch, that'll be the one that they copyright.
It's on Vimeo.
Okay.
So
the image quality looks high.
Yeah. Let's see. It's in 1080p, so we should be pretty good. Let me know if you can hear it.
The guys that catch Bigfoot gold fever become lost to it.
He went from this gentle giant to being this man that was unpredictable, would talk about stuff that would blow your mind.
What I saw is what I saw. It's real. I looked at it. I looked in his eyes.
They will start to disregard careers, their marriages, their hobbies. Their lives can spiral out of control.
We're articulate, intelligent, educated people, even if we are way up here in the Northwest.
Here's where I had my sighting. About 60 miles to the east of there is where Craig had his sighting. You have this experience, and then you want to try to prove what you saw, and you want to try to understand it, and you can't.
I showed my mom the picture, and she called my dad. She said, your son just took a picture of something in the water.
I think they were created by God.
Keep those knees back, please.
Everybody says I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I know it's there. I'm going to find it.
Population biologists have often said there's probably somewhere between 500 and 5,000 animals.
It's some kind of a scat. It was unique in its transfer RNA and unlike anything that we've identified to this point.
I think one of the things that I respect most about John is that he won't give up on it, and it doesn't seem to matter if he gets tangible evidence. It doesn't seem to matter if other people believe him.
I think they're just seeing
he
him.
Just never gives up.
Yeah, it's just a documentary about him.
I think obsession has a kind of psychological edge to it, where you lose contact for the rest of life.
You have to run like that to find it? I don't get it.
The legend of the primate in this part of the world, it's something that's never going to die.
Okay. So, I mean, that's about what I expected, to be honest with you. That's about what I expected.
I'd watch it if it was like on Hulu or something in my subscription.
Yeah.
I wouldn't no, Brian, you're a great dude. I'm no offense or anything. I just like I'd watch it, but I'm like more like I like the fiction. I want to see a real Bigfoot. I mean, it is interesting that people are really the synopsis though. That didn't seem like it was a mixture of fiction and reality. If it seemed like people that are actually following it for real and not any fiction in there. I don't know, that actually believe it.
I mean, I think obviously when it comes to these kind of conversations, you know, I've watched, like there was recently the Hulu documentary Sasquatch, which it was a true crime documentary about a guy who had heard that a Bigfoot had killed 3 weed farmers in Northern California, and it's him trying to figure it the hell out, right? You know, and
Man Unit saw this thing about Warhammer.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, Command Unit here. 150 shekels. My goodness, man. Thank you. It says, watching this while working, so I can't comment as much, but I'm sad about the situation. I won't abandon the fandom that I love so much, like how Star Wars fans didn't abandon the franchise because of Disney. I understand that. Yeah, man, the Warhammer fandom, despite what Games Workshop seems to be doing right now, I don't think they're going to bail. I think they're just going to want there to be more things. I think they're just going to want to have, you know, more content, and then obviously better treatment of the animators.
Yeah, if they're going to charge that much per month, we want to make sure that the employees are being treated well. Like, you know, I mean, regardless of what they charge, but still.
Yeah. Like, so, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just, that is definitely an issue. And hopefully, you know, because I know that the Warhammer fan base is pretty dedicated, and I've never gotten into it myself, but I've always been intrigued by the lore, but definitely the figurines, man, are like, those are really intricate, and like some of the paint jobs I've seen are really cool. And so I enjoy like just looking at it from like as like a casual observer perspective. And I'd
recommend it to those Bigfoot guys. I'm like, what about Warhammer?
Talk about Warhammer.
Instead of Bigfoot in the woods, you could, you know,
don't chase fucking Bigfoot, chase fucking Warhammer. Right. That'd be fine. Like, why not? You know, like I'm out here in the woods searching.
I mean, you like hobbies, dudes. You like being naked in the bush, looking for Bigfoot. You know, you could. There's Warhammer.
Yeah. Well, no, but he's right though about like how Star Wars fans didn't abandon the franchise because of Disney, and Disney did learn. And Disney did check it out. But thank you very much for that, man. I was wanting to get Emperor on. You can check him out, Voice of the Emperor on YouTube. If you have any more questions, I'm sure he could answer them for you. It's you know, hopefully you got some info. I hope so. Thank you again. Ryan here says,
no one can say that Matt Jarbo does not follow through when you give him something to search for.
I like to Google, man. It gets me in a lot of trouble. It gets me my Google history is not that bad.
Well, for once, it's actually searching for a Bigfoot trailer. I don't want to know what I'm
hunting Bigfoot.
I don't know what you hunt for other times.
I'm on the hunt for some. No, kidding. Now Ryan here, no, what I'll watch it. Yeah, I appreciate you letting me be aware of it. I thank you very much for that one. I do like Bigfoot. I like the mythos about it. I've watched a bunch of Bigfoot documentaries. I've followed some of those stories that come out of like the weirder parts of the web.
Well, they're saying UFOs are real now. I don't know.
I'll tell you this stuff. If I'm gonna believe any theory about Bigfoot, yeah, I've heard that. But if I'm gonna believe any theory about Bigfoot, it's interdimensional is what I'm gonna believe. That's what I'm gonna believe. Right? Because if the multiverse exists, which, I mean, Stephen Hawkins has even, before he passed, has made that claim before, then, you know, you could argue, what if there are crossover points, right? The Mandela effect is something where, you know, what if we have consciousness crossover points where we kind of, you know, certain things, we just keep traveling in between different dimensions. And maybe that's how the multiverse operates, where it's like we just keep moving through different ones. And maybe that's why we remember things a little differently, or maybe that's why our memory is sometimes as fuzzy as it is, or maybe that's why certain things like Shaq starring as a genie is something that people believe, you know, the Mandela effect. It could be a very fascinating subject that we're diving into. But thank you very much for that, Ryan. Rational Skeptic here, $5. Thank you, man. Says Lucasfilm also said they're open to telling stories within the multiverse. I mean, telling stories on like their books is one thing, but you gotta, like, I mean, look, unless they treat it like Marvel doing everything, If they treat it like Marvel doing anything, then that's going to be, giving us the birth of the multiverse in a way that's going to allow us to kind of come to terms with it rather than just like diving in like DC. And I am a Blu-ray DVD hunter. That is very true. I actually today was at the store. I was at the mall, and I found Immortals.
I used to be
that Henry Cavill movie, the Henry Cavill film that came out like before Man of Steel, where he was like an Adonis, like a god, right? They had the 3D Blu-ray for like $8, and I was like, do I want to add this to my collection or not? I don't know yet, but I got to go off and do another Blu-ray therapy 100%. Command you to hear another 30 shekels. Thank you, man. It says 40K has some really good books like Caiaphas, Cain, Gaunt's, and Ghosts, the Horus Heresy. The Eisenhorn book series is also apparently getting a TV series adaptation.
Okay. Well, now you're speaking my language. I want a TV adaptation. Like I know a lot of people are in the Warhammer. I do know that there's a lot of games and
is there
role playing. But
is there a good like YouTube channel that does like lore videos on it, like that kind of walks through it? Because I can listen to that while I'm out doing delivery driving, and that I do like that kind of stuff. So definitely down to learn more about that. Thank you. William. Hey, what's up, William? Multiverse has the potential to confuse, burn out, and saturate the MCU. Yet, for some reason, the DCEU is all fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you and I agree about the multiverse of the DCEU.
I have a quick topic because I see people talking about, people are upset with Disney over all these lawsuits from actors. Everyone's like, Disney sucks. They're talking about Robin Williams. Disney has a long history of breaking their contracts. By the way, Robin Williams only agreed to voice the genie in Aladdin for a reduced fee on the condition that his name, image, and voice not be used to promote the film or sell stuff. Disney broke their word on all counts. I would think there was something about the sequel too. He really didn't want to do the sequel.
Well, yeah. Then they got him back for the third film, definitely. I know that Lindsay Ellis has a very good video on that. She has a very good video talking about Aladdin and how Disney screwed over Robin Williams on that deal quite a bit. And it's not that Disney is a corporation. Let's be fair. They're a corporation first and foremost.
People are not liking Disney. I know our girl Saggy doesn't like Disney either. She's like, I won't support Disney.
I still like Disney. I look here's the thing. I find it to be largely fucking hypocritical to sit there and go, well, fuck Disney, but you go to Walmart, you go to Target, you shop at Amazon. Come on. Be consistent, or you know what, like, move on.
If you go that route, you might as well just sit in a corner and not do anything.
Well, to be fair, I think it'd be awesome to sit in a corner and not do anything.
You might as well search for Bigfoot and not support any corporation.
Oh no, are you okay? You know, okay, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what I wanted to do, and I almost got to do this. Speaking of,
I got to get going in like a few minutes too.
Yeah, that's
I got to get ready for Black Widow in the morning.
Oh, are you gonna go see it in theaters or what?
I think so. Yeah, I know I'm vaccinated. I'm gonna keep my mask on the whole time. My wife says she doesn't want to, even though we're vaccinated, just to be that extra precaution in the theater. Because of Cinemark. So I'm thinking, unless we cancel, because there's a lot of content coming out next weekend. Like next weekend, there's Titans season 3. There's the Suicide Squad. There's something else that's coming out too.
Yeah. No, I there's a lot. There's a lot that's coming out. Yeah. So check this out. This is the Collins Mountain Trail to Bigfoot Trap. This is a Bigfoot trap that the state of Oregon commissioned back in the late 1970s. It is just a kind of walled off little cabin, with a little trap door. So if you go on in and you activate the trap, you get stuck behind there, and they were thinking they could catch Bigfoot. And it's still out there. It's been welded open, right, since the early 1980s, when the state of Oregon realized maybe not the best idea to have a trap out there in the middle of the woods. And this is one of those ones where when I was moving to the Northwest from San Diego back in 2015, I was driving south with my girlfriend's mom after going home with her. And we were driving through the region where this is at. And I was like, man, I really want to go see this Bigfoot trap. But we just didn't have the time to go and try to find this Bigfoot trap. So it is something I want to do. It is on my bucket list to like head down to Southern Oregon and to definitely check it out. So, I mean, there's cool things like that. There's definitely a lot of cool little Bigfoot things in the area. Recently, the local Lacey Museum had a traveling Bigfoot exhibit, right? Where they had like all the plaster molds and all those things. And I wanted to go check it out, but it wasn't stroller accessible. So I couldn't take, I was going to bring my daughter because I had her that afternoon, and I couldn't go. And it was the last day. I learned about it too late. So I was very bummed about that. Real quick here, command unit with another 30 shekels, man. Thank you. Says there are good audiobooks on Audible. Start with Caiaphas Cain or Eisenhorn, and then pick up the Gaunt's Ghost. Let me take I'll take a quick snapshot of this so I can remember to look at it. There we go. All right. I took a quick screen cap so I know that's there. Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate that. Okay. And then here, real quick here, William Powell, $5. Thank you, William. The DCEU multiverse / Elseworlds is in such a state of confusion it won't matter in their case because there was never a plan to begin with. Yet somehow you still think that they're going to go back to Snyder. I'm just saying, if there's no plan, then there's no plan. And everything against the wall.
I think we're just going to get something in the future that I don't know. Dark Side. I just keep thinking about Dark Side. I'm like, why would you introduce a villain like that and then not bring him back?
Yeah. No, I get it.
I can't get past it. I'm like, why? I mean, I guess you could be that stupid, be Warner Brothers, but
hey, I'll say it. If you know what, if the fine folks at DC decide to go that route, I have no problem.
That day.
I will have no problem eating crow.
We will have a party on stream.
Yes, we will have a party.
You don't get to see the movie.
And I get fuck you. I get to see the movie. You can't stop me from seeing the movie.
You don't deserve it.
I'm
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, whatever. All right. Thank you guys for that.
I don't know. The chat. Do you think Matt deserves to see it? This is Justice League 2, directed by Zack Snyder. Yeah.
I mean, none of you could stop me for one.
Okay, that's true.
And two.
I mean, John Campea saw the Snyder Cut too, and he told Zach to shut the F up.
So, yeah, he did. All right, let's quickly get to the couple people that are here in the back room.
I'm gonna leave after this guest. Hello,
all right,
guest.
That's fine. Daniel, are you there, man?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, buddy? Thanks for calling in.
Oh, I pretty good. I had nothing in particular to say right now. I didn't know how the etiquette of this thing works. Consider me a boomer with this technology and whatnot.
That's
okay.
All
right. That's what we are here. Boomer after dark.
Well, the only thing I was about to say was before I actually saw the Bigfoot trailer, I thought it could be some kind of artsy sci-fi piece like The Next Shape of Water. But after seeing that, I see that's not what they're really calling.
It's actually people looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah. I feel like it would like.
I mean, it could also have like a Tiger King thing.
Not his story about the man and his like personal obsession. I can see it being like a good like art house type thing.
You could, and let's be real here. Here's what you do: make it a Nick Cage vehicle, right? Mm-hmm. You make it a Nick Cage vehicle. No, the motherfucker just came out with a movie called Pig. You know, if you read the synopsis of it, it sounds like John Wick, but with Nicolas Cage, where he's a former chef, like a culinary genius who lives in the forest with a truffle hunting pig. The pig gets kidnapped, and then he goes looking for the pig. And you're like, Nicolas Cage hunting someone who stole his pig. People going to die.
You know,
and apparently it's
now. Sorry. We laugh at him now, and I agree, but I just remember back, 95 Nick Cage, Oscar-winning Nick Cage. What the hell happened?
Well, he definitely has he's got bills to pay, but no one's making fun of him right now. In fact, he's in this renaissance where have you not been paying attention to his movies? Like, pay attention.
Man, I'm in and out, really. So
yeah, no, with Nick Cage, man. Earlier this year he was in Willy's Wonderland or Willy's Wonderland, which is basically Five Nights at Freddy's the movie, but he plays the janitor who has to fight these things, and he doesn't talk in the entire film. But apparently, like, again, it's just a movie. It's violent. You get what you get out of it. You know what you're getting going in. Then he followed up with this movie Pig, so it's completely tonally different and opposite. And he's got another one coming out that he's shooting where he's playing a fictionalized version of himself.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
He's in a whole bunch of this, like he's doing direct to DVD Renaissance movies right now. He's in this renaissance of his career where like he's developing this massive fan base.
Oh, I actually have to go because my wife's calling.
Yeah.
I've been up too late on movie talk. Thanks,
All right,
Daniel.
Max.
Bye, everyone.
I'll see you later. Thank you very much, buddy.
You watch the Dan Harmon sitcom Community?
Yeah. 6 seasons in a movie, man.
Yeah, I remember that whole episode with Abed and the debate, is Nick Cage an idiot or a genius? Do you remember that episode?
I vaguely remember. It's been a long time.
There was a whole episode where Abed got obsessed where he couldn't decide if he was a Nick Cage fan or not. And he almost went insane with that question. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th season, but it's kind of a funny episode. But I will watch his newer films because I am a fan of old Nick Cage. Like, I love The Rock. I love Leaving Las Vegas. And I'm brain farting. The movie he did was Cher years and years ago.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't Mermaids.
She won an Oscar for that.
Was it Mermaids?
No. It was about like an Italian American community in New York, and it's like it
was like Moonlight. Was it not Moonlight?
Yeah.
It was Moon something or another, right?
Yeah, that's a good film. So,
Hold on.
I'll check out some of
Cher
it.
Oscar winning movie. Oh, Moonstruck.
Moonstruck, yes.
Moonstruck, yeah. I've never seen it, but I remember seeing the box art for it. I was like, what is this movie? I don't fucking care. But no, I mean, Nick Cage is a good actor. I mean, he's done a lot of crazy stuff, and he does. The thing is, like, he doesn't have an interest in really going back to mainstream Hollywood. And I think every actor gets into this point where that kind of happens, unless you're basically either a super A-lister or you're a character actor. Someone like Cage is kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, they kind of, what they're generally going to play, except Cage will come at it and he gives like 110%. And it's always fucking weird. He did one like a couple years ago called Color of Space and Time. It was more of an H.P. Lovecraft ripoff.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet, but it's on Shudder.
Yeah. He did one called, I think, like Mom and Dad, where him and Selma Blair were trying to kill their kids. Like something happened where all those parents were trying to murder their children. He did some weird movie called Mandy that apparently was really good. I mean, I will say this though, like the movie Knowing was pretty fantastic. I love Knowing. That was a weird movie that he did back in 2007.
Is that the one where at the end it ends with the sun explodes and kills the world?
Yeah, the sun flat out. Yeah, and it just a solar flare just engulfs the planet. We all die.
Solar flare thing, yeah.
And like it just ends with the world being killed and his son and is that one other I forget the actress, but like her daughter ends up ascending to like basically a new Garden of Eden. As like our planet dies, aliens take the children to be saved. I
live in Los Angeles, and I had a friend who was a dolly grip on film sets, and he worked on a few Nick Cage films, and he said the guy was always nice to the crew and stuff.
Yeah,
like never pretentious or anything.
No, I've heard that about Nick Cage as well. I did meet him one time actually.
Oh, really?
And this was at Comic-Con, and he was there promoting his comic book that he wrote with his kid, with his older son.
Oh, okay.
And I had heard that he was going to be there. And my friend and I went looking because the only way my boss gave me the weekend off of work was if I went and got a Nick Cage autograph for his daughter. Because his daughter is a massive Nick Cage. He said try to get it, and I was like, all right, I could have lied and said no.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he hooked me up. I'll hook him up. I'll be good. Because my boss and I were actually getting along at that point. And so we're walking around Comic-Con. There's no listing of where Cage is. We just know he's going to be there, but there's no fucking listing about wherever Cage might be. So we're walking around like the back of one of the halls, and we get to the back of one of the halls, and there's this lady in like a pink dress, and she's on her phone, and she sees us walking, and she just lowers the phone, looks at us, and just goes, "Hey, you guys want to meet Nick Cage?" And we looked at each other, and I'm like, yes, we do. And she goes, "Oh, he's right in here." And I'm like, okay. And I walk over and I look in this back room. There's a queue line. You have all the little lines up or little barriers or whatever. There's security guards everywhere. And they're just like, okay, so they go, here's the rules. The rules are you can't bring in your backpack. You can't take a picture. And it's $5 an issue. And I was like, okay, here's $10. Let me get 2 issues, one for me, one for my boss. So I go in and again, there's like no one in there. It's him and his son, because they didn't publicize this at all. So like no one knows about it. So I walk through all the lines and, I see him and he's like, I go, how's it going? And he goes, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? I said, I'm awake. And that's that's my quip for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so then I look over at his son, and his son's like, "What are you saying to my dad?" And then he goes, "Yeah, yeah, me too."
Does his son look like him?
Nah, his son looks like a goth metal rocker.
Oh, really?
Right, like a total metalhead and shit. It's so weird. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm all right, man." I'm like, "All right, thank you." And he signed the thing, and his son signed that. I said, "Hey, I always have a great day." He's like, "Yeah, you too." And just like treat Nick Cage like he's a fucking person, man. But I met Nick Cage randomly.
That's cool. Yeah. I saw a documentary on him a few years ago, and they show like a student film he did when he was in high school. And it was pretty cool. It was then again, I think he had an advantage, who his uncle was, but helped him. But
when your uncle is Francis Ford Coppola and your name is Nicholas Coppola.
Yeah.
That's his it's like you kind of get a little bit ahead on that one there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think his talent has usurped the name, to be honest with you. I think his talent.
I don't even remember he's Coppola's nephew at the time.
Yeah. What is Oh wow, interesting. Real quick side note, and then I'll probably move on, Daniel, because I got more people.
Oh,
to
no
get to.
problem, man.
I just got an email from HBO Max. Apparently, there's a special preview for Suicide Squad on HBO Max at August 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. At 4 p.m. What's the special preview? They're really trying to push this movie. They're really trying to push HBO Max. And I get it, because Suicide Squad is a fun ass movie.
Weren't they doing bad until they did all that big dump? Until they started dumping all the weren't their subscriptions pretty low until they started dumping all the Warner Brothers?
Yeah, and there are people out there that try to say that HBO Max is doing better in some cases simply because of like the sub count, but the sub count that they preach, I think at this point it's like 40 some million. That sub count is like both HBO Max and HBO proper. So it's not the same thing, but they're going to argue it because you can kind of slightly get around it. But I don't know. I mean, I saw Suicide Squad the other night. I am dying to watch it again. And I'm also dying to talk about it because I haven't spoiled it for anybody, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So you're sitting on this thing. Like today, I left my I have a abdominal brace for my hernia, and I left it in my friend's car who I saw Suicide Squad with, and he lives about an hour away. So I had to drive up there today, and I was like, so we talked about Suicide Squad for like 20 minutes because he can't talk about it with his wife, and I can't talk about it with anybody. So we gotta reminisce this morning about it. So that's how you know it's a good movie, when you look forward to talking about it again. So it's good stuff on that one there. But all right, man, I'm gonna let you go to get to the next couple people.
All right,
I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for I want to thank you again for the super chats the other night. That was very generous. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
And call in again anytime, man.
Okay, you have a good one.
Have a good one. Thank you very much. All right, real quick here. Command Unit another 15 shekels. Says, I'm still a fan of the first Ghost Rider movie. Yeah, Mark Steven Johnson did a pretty good job with that. Sam Elliott as another writer, and that was awesome. And Wes Bentley, I don't know, he wasn't my favorite part of that film, but it was still fun. And I liked it. I think a lot of people give a lot of crap to Nick Cage and the movies he makes, but it's always a lot of fun. But Mo Moon here with $5, man, says, stay away from wrestling. Heed my warning or the boulder gets it. Oh, I think were you reading my Twitter feed this morning? All I said was, there's no one who hates professional wrestling more than wrestling fans. So, anyway, okay, hold on. I'm just trying to play catch up on this. We are all good. How much cursing's in the Suicide Squad? Not much. I mean, there is cursing, but there's more violence and blood than that. What happened to Emilio? It's like he just vanished. Do you mean Elmo? No, he was in here last night. Oh, you mean Emilio? Okay, sorry. I saw the other thing for Tony here. He's talking about Emilio Estevez. Yeah, no, he's in the Mighty Ducks thing. All right, we're gonna get to Eddie.
Hey.
Hey.
What is up?
No, I'm here and you're here. I don't know what's going on, man.
Oh, I love giving you a hard time. It's just my favorite thing to do.
I thought that was masturbating to Gina Carano.
Does it look like I'm masturbating?
Jesus Christ, Eddie. This is a
Sorry.
family show. This is
Ooh,
a
it's
children's
hot.
program.
It's
It's the
hot
summertime
under
and you're
here.
hiding under your covers while calling into a late night movie talk show.
Dude, my
I'm
body
just
gets
never,
cold every night.
I'm just never not going to be weirded out by that, but it's okay.
Yeah. Man, you know, where the hell is Mikey's son when you need him the most? It's like here's the thing. Before I get to the main topic, because I don't want to keep people waiting. But I remember him saying, and I was watching him earlier on sale saying that, I was on Matt Jarbo's show, and when he told me about the Jim Gordon news, and it's like, Matt is one step away, and in my head I'm like, Mikey, Matt is not one step away. It's going to take a lot to convince him that he's going to be proven wrong. And it's like when he sees like something like, oh, this is shocking, he always deflects by saying that, oh, but it's going to be connected to Justice League. It's like, oh, here we go. It's like, Mikey, come on back.
But
We
it
need
is.
you.
But it is. But it is.
You don't know that?
Yes.
You don't know-
Yes, we do know that. Yes, we do know that because that is what they have said. That they are using Justice League as the canon. Zack Snyder's Justice League is an alternate
That's the
universe.
studio. The
That's
studio's using Justice League as canon, not the directors making their movies.
That you don't understand how the editing process works in movies. Then
I know. But we'll wait till the Flash.
I mean, that is such a deflection. Like the directors aren't doing that. Yeah, they kind of are. Now, but I will grant you one caveat at that. Okay. Kersey Clemens playing Iris West in The Flash. She was cast in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and
she was meant to be in Justice League, and they never showed her.
And they cut the scene, but they still cast her in The Flash. So, and I'm wondering how much of that was a contractual thing versus tying it to that universe. That's kind of a weird one that there hasn't really been any questions asked on that one. And
go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, that's kind of like one thing I'm curious about, but
Yeah,
I also don't.
There's two Ezra Millers, so what if there's two Iris Wesses in the?
The Iris West that's going to be in the Flash is not the same Iris West we saw in the Snyder Cut.
But the movie hasn't come out yet, though.
No, but that's because they're in Keaton's Gotham, and if you have seen the behind the scenes photos, they're in Keaton's Gotham.
I just don't believe that that's our Iris West. That I think that's Keaton's Iris West.
That's what I just said.
Did you?
Yeah.
Anyway, Mikey, get in here and kill him. Anyway, so did you get my my DM on Twitter earlier today?
I saw it when I was out doing delivery. Something about you got a pair of coveralls.
Yeah, they're for you.
You bought me a pair of coveralls?
No, I didn't buy them. I had it for a while, but the problem was it was meant to be mine, but the damn thing was way too big on me. And so I was like, who else do I have that's a Ghostbusters fan? Oh, Matt Jarbo. Let me ask him because he's a big Ghostbusters fan.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I read the message. I wasn't. I mean, like,
because I was
that's
asking
nice.
you what your size was.
Oh, I don't know what my sizing in overalls would be. Coveralls. Fat.
Yeah. Well, you said you lost weight.
I have. Yeah. I mean, I'm down to like 220, which is not. I need to get down further, but once after I get done with my hernia surgery. I mean,
I think it's gonna fit you. I think it'll fit you because I had to like examine it a little bit more, after when I hung it up, and I was examining it to make sure that maybe I didn't adjust anything because there's some adjustable, there's some adjustable pieces to the jumpsuit that you can adjust or whatever. So it's like, oh, that shouldn't be a problem. So let me just see. And I'm like, yeah, this could definitely fit Matt because it's like I said, it's too big for me, especially the pant legs. The pant legs they go even above my feet. Like I'm walking on the damn pant legs. That's how big it is.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I to be honest with you, I don't really feel like I don't do costumes. I'm not big into costumes at all. Like I don't even dress up on Halloween. Like I'm just
not even cosplay.
Not even cosplay. Oh, dude, I am not a cosplay fan. Like I generally cringe at cosplay. There's some good cosplay out there, but I generally tend like, especially when it comes to like Comic-Con, cosplay and anime have taken over Comic-Con, not for the better. You know, it's like,
I just thought of you. I just thought of you as just
no,
like,
and I really appreciate
nice
that
before he goes to see the movie.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's very thoughtful. It's just that's not for me. I'm just not a dress up person on that front. You know, maybe as my kids get older, I mean, yeah, I don't dress up for Star Wars. I mean, well, I have a Boba Fett jersey and I had the fucking Yoda Santa hat, you know, and that I would wear, but that's very minimal and that's fine. I don't even like dressing. I wear shorts and flip flops 90% of the year, you know, I'm not a dress up person. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I was like I said, I literally thought of you, and I'm like, well, Matt's gonna see Ghostbusters. Why not give him like a Ghostbusters present for him, you know? But that's fine. I just thought I'd ask.
Oh no, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That is very thoughtful. It's just it's just not for me, man. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, I mean, you could get it tailored, and
I'm gonna buy a new one. I'm gonna buy a medium for me.
Sure,
because because I'm gonna do that. I still have my little my name tag and the Ghostbusters patch that I had to remove because again the suit was too big. So when I get this one, I'm gonna put those things back on that thing. So and then I'll buy the other accessories at a later time. But no, I was gonna ask you real quick. How about that trailer, man?
For Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I mean,
I mean that ending got me giddy. That really got me giddy. I'm like, but it's like, yeah, it's like we know they're in the movie, but it's like, why do they got to keep them a damn secret? That's just the worst kept secret ever.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I really like
it was good seeing Janine. I mean, we saw Janine.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Yeah. I mean, obviously with Dan Aykroyd, you know, Ray Stantz is going to be working looks like a pawn shop.
No, it's Occult Books from Ghostbusters 2. They made it. It's canon. But I mean, well, the first two have always been canon.
Yeah. Was it still? I got to go back and look at that shot again because I remember that they had the bookstore. Yeah. So and that makes a lot of sense for Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, but like the scene where Paul Rudd is running from the terror dog from the Walmart, and you see the terror dog coming out, and I'm like, for a trailer that CGI has not been touched up yet for the movie, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, well, and it also had the same animatic as when Louis Tully was running from it in the first Ghostbusters.
The first trailer was mainly like an animatronic, but this one it was a CGI one that was running after him, and I'm like, that looks pretty good.
Well, oh no, totally. What I mean by that is that that it was very similar in how the dog reacted to you know, coming out. So that was kind of a throwback, which makes me really hopeful that we're going to get a Louis Tully reference of some kind. I'm hoping for a cameo.
Oh, he's going to be in the movie. And I hope William Atherton is in the movie too. It's great. It'll be great to see both of them. The thing is,
if they could get William Atherton back, that would be.
But you know what's funny? Is like because they had Ghostbusters Fan Fest, which Jason Reitman was part of, and then they did that one reunion thing that Josh Gad usually does for all his shows on YouTube.
Yeah.
And not only was the cast there and Jason Reitman when his father were there, but then William Atherton showed up on that one as well. And I'm like, it may mean nothing at the end of the day, but I'm like, you know, two events that Jason Reitman showed up at, William Atherton has been in both. And I'm like, does he really have a part for this guy in this new movie? Because I'm like, I hope so.
I mean, look, the thing is, you know, Jason Reitman has said he's like the number one
Ghostbusters fan.
The original Ghostbusters fan. And this is clearly something that he's wanted to do. And I really do feel that there was a level of disappointment with the last movie and they didn't want to see it go out
Not
like
even
that.
a question at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I mean, even though they tried, I think Ivan Reitman tried in like 2017 to find a way to merge the two together. And I still think it's entirely possible that they are going to find a way to merge the two together. It just financially, it does make the most amount of sense. And if it's Paul Feig not attached to it, and it's like maybe let's say Kate McKinnon's Holtzman's character, it's possible that people will then be more on board with it.
What? No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I was going to ask this quick question, but you can go finish.
No, that's all. It's really just like I'm just wondering if they're going to find a way, because there was an IDW comic that came out where Holtzman goes through a portal and ends up in another. Yeah, you should. I still need to read it myself because I've heard good things about it.
Because I'm thinking like, what if? And this is just an if they merge them together like you say they will, and what if they decide to bring all four of the ladies back, but have a much better writer and have them better written characters the next time they pop up again? Do you think you'll be more accepting of them if they do that? The characters?
I would just prefer them to not actually do anything like that.
Okay,
I would prefer them to just
bring one back. Is Kate McKinnon? You're only bringing Kate McKinnon back. It's like, but you're just bringing that only one character back. I'm just like, wouldn't it be like feasible to bring all four of them back as opposed to one?
No, because like they're objectively terrible. So I mean, I don't. There's really not much in 2016 that's even like remotely fascinating. Kate McKinnon's character is the one standout that had like probably the most response from the audience. Like Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, who were the main people in that movie, didn't move the needle at all. Chris Hemsworth was good because he actually showed people he was funny. And Leslie Jones,
he funny prior to Ghostbusters, like he was trying to be funny in Age of Ultron. He wasn't. Like there were some humorous moments.
There's some humorous moments in there, but he didn't really like land many of the jokes. Here he was landing these jokes consistently, and they were funny. And he was like so deadpan and so serious in making that people walked away thinking he was charming, and that he was funny. And that is that is what they used to pitch to Marvel. Like, why don't we make Thor more sarcastic and more endearing? And they did, and I think we got the best arc. It was Taika and Chris Hemsworth. They worked
together to.
They played that up. Well, if you go back to the first Thor movie, he's like, "I like this drink, another," very Shakespearean. And then in Thor: The Dark World, he's a little different. And then in the Avengers movies, he's they call him Point Break in the first movie, and it's but he's a little bit different. He's a bit more cocky in Age of Ultron, but still, as we get into Ragnarok and we start to see everything falling apart, he does get a nice arc from Ragnarok through Infinity War and into Endgame, where we get to see him go through this emotional journey. And I really enjoy that. But
it will continue in Love and Thunder.
And it will continue in Love and Thunder. Yeah. And I think also maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 4. Because I don't think that he's done. I don't think that he's done playing the character. I think they're going to keep going with that. But really, it's like there was a newfound zeal.
Oh, wait, you said Guardians 4?
Well, there was a joke that came out after Endgame where it was like the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Right, but a lot of the other guys from Guardians, their contracts are going to be done after 3, isn't it?
It doesn't mean they're not going to renew their contracts.
Batista's been vocal, but
Batista has also said flat out that he was broke, legitimately in IRS debt before getting the job as Drax. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, he's openly talked about how poor he was coming off of wrestling. He didn't make any money. So, now he's doing better, and he thanks Marvel for that. So, he might be critical about the way that James Gunn's situation was handled, but he's not going to look the gift horse in the mouth entirely. So I would think that Batista is, he would, if they offered him the money, he'd come back. And I'm sure, but I'm pretty positive there'd have to be some involvement from James Gunn. At this point,
of course,
I don't see James Gunn going back to Marvel after Guardians 3.
He'll still be friends with Feige.
Well, yeah, they've been friends for a long time. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, Feige's super supportive. The thing with Gunn though is it's like Marvel, and that's he'll make the movie. it's under a new leadership, but that stigma is always going to be there. It's like you can never really go home again. You know, he'll get the opportunity.
I mean, that really hurt him. That those tweets that some dumb Republican decided to like really dig back up, and it really hurt his.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. That dumbass Republican, I feel really bad for platforming his ass back in 2014 because he came up during Gamergate. Mike Cernovich, he came up during Gamergate, and he was clamoring to get on my show back then. And yeah. Because Cernovich, he didn't have anybody. He came on and they called him based lawyer because he was like, I don't like feminists and fucking blah, 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 blah. And so he was coming out and like, you know, and people thought that he was hot shit, that he was serious. And so they gave him all this. And even myself too, you kind of look at him and think, oh yeah, here's a lawyer. He's going to like fight back in a way, you know, because that's what, at the time it was this, it felt like this culture war happening with Gamergate, and he came on out and like I platformed him, and I regret that immensely because he's a dipshit. You know?
Oh, hell yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you look back on it and you're like, ah, man, fuck that guy. But anyway, man, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get to the last caller so I can try to get to bed before it gets to be too late.
Yeah. And hey, just like while you're at it, like, be on the lookout for, cause I know you're, like I said, I know you're not a collector, but like be on the lookout for those new, Plasma series, Ghostbusters figures. Cause I'm definitely going to get my hands on them soon.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is where I live in an area that's generally like low volume, and I've been taking a look at some of the toys.
Store?
Yeah, low volume in retail, and I've been looking. I was up in Tacoma, which was a much larger town today, and even then they're not getting toys. They're not getting anything. So I have to look online to buy shit.
Well, you know what? I'll do you a favor, and then I'll try to see if I find one, and I'll probably send one to you at your PO box.
Well, that'd be nice. I mean, you don't have to. I have no problem. Like
from the heart. I mean, because I'm getting a lot of money this year, and I'm buying like a shit ton of stuff for my birthday. My birthday's actually in a couple weeks.
Oh, congrats! How old are you turning?
31.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm younger than I look, but still.
I mean, well, I turned 40 in a few months, so it's all good.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, dude. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
Sure.
Thank you. See you, buddy. All right. Let's see here. Tony here says, remember when Jack Posobiec said Rogue One had anti-Trump bias? Yep, I remember that shit. And yes, Music Man. Wow, really? Yeah. Yeah. I've been around a long time, and I've been involved in a lot of shit. Nowadays, I just want to talk movies and piss off people like William Powell here because I got to prove them wrong, which I'm looking forward to. And then finally tonight, let's talk to Kira. How you doing, Kira? Have you taken a shit yet?
No, I'm doing all right, man.
Are you holding it in? You pinching it in right now? You could have gone. You had a lot of time.
Yeah, I just want to know if I'm coming through. Okay,
you're coming through. I just want you to be. You know, not like hurting, like you have to go to the bathroom. I feel like you should be here, but
no, just when I know my turn's up or when my turn is coming.
Well,
around.
you are the last caller of the night, so let's. We got about 10 minutes, and we'll make it pretty good.
We'll power through this, no
All
problem. Because I only got one thing I want to talk about, anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and just post this right there. Basically, it combines video games and film, and it's about a Borderlands film.
Yeah, hold on. Let me bring this up here. I actually haven't seen this one. I don't get it. Like for some reason, I'm not getting a lot from Slash Film anymore. And I like Slash Film, even if I disagree with its creator. So, all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Borderlands villain Edgar. I keep calling him Ephraim. He's Edgar Ramirez.
Edgar Ramirez, yeah.
Teases a film adaptation that matches the games. That's interesting. So he says...
there's a lot to sort of unpack here, but, with his quotes...
Yeah,
especially in that gray box.
Yeah. So he says here, in the end, games, movies is all about storytelling, and the most iconic games, such as Borderlands, is the storytelling and the tone of the games of what have made them so special. So now I know the game. I didn't know it before, and the tone is spectacular. I mean, it's so dark and witty and so whimsical as well. It's so in on the joke and kind of like impudent. There's a I don't give a damn attitude to the game. And that's what we rescued and put into the movie. I'm so very excited for the fans of the game to see it and how respectful we were to the tone of the game. That's interesting. I mean, obviously they're going to try to make it the best that they can. I just want to see Randy Pitchford just like lose. You know what I mean? Like, I just want him to lose.
Randy Pitchford's an asshole, and we've all heard like the stories that go on with him. With his sexual harassment stuff and all that other nonsense. And he should be completely ousted. But obviously he's got a monopoly on this stuff. But if you scroll down to the very bottom, there's the last line. I think is kind of noteworthy.
Sure. Let's. All right. It says here.
No. At the very bottom of the article.
I'm at the very bottom of the article.
Okay, well, I just didn't see it on the screen. Sorry.
Okay. Hold on. Are you talking about the cell shaded aspect of it?
No, it just says that Borderlands is slated to come out next year.
Oh yeah. They've already wrapped production on it.
So that sounds pretty cool to me.
I'll tell you this. I'm gonna reserve everything until I see a trailer. I like Eli Roth.
Yeah, exactly. Wishful thinking is obviously, as best as you can get, but you need to see the proof in the pudding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I think like the way I'm kind of at with it right now is like, I enjoy the story. I didn't really care for the story of the first Borderlands. I did like the story for Borderlands 2, but it also was effectively Reddit, the video game.
Ooh, yeah, kind of in a way. Yeah, there was a lot of sort of like meta jokes that were involved a lot with that.
Yeah,
and I'd be very interested to see how they treat Jack, of all people.
I don't know. I mean, is that who Edgar Ramirez is playing? Is he playing Handsome Jack? I would think so. He looks kind of the part.
Kind of. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly entirely what his role is, but just in general, like, or if it's going to be like a completely unique storyline, or if they're going to try and adapt sort of what's already going on. You know what I mean? That's kind of all that I really had on my mind.
Yeah. Well, we don't know yet specifically what their plans are. We just have no idea what they're planning. We have no idea what they're going to do. They're talking about taking the theme of the feeling of the game, like I guess you could argue the authenticity of the game, and then trying to replicate that for the movie. I mean, that's going to be obviously what the fans want. That's going to be obviously what fans are into.
I think the biggest thing is they're going to try and replicate like the art style more than anything else.
Yeah. And the cell shading is going to be.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's one of those times where like rotoscoping it feels like the best course of action.
Yeah, I would say so. And like the last major film that I think I saw with that was what was it with Keanu Reeves?
A Scanner Darkly?
Yes, that one. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's
something like that. Yeah. So anyways, Matt, that's all that I really had to want to talk about. I didn't really want to get into anything else. So I know you got a busy day. It's going to be a busy weekend. So
yeah, I'm just tired. Like, we just tried last night a little bit different where, usually because I work late, my girlfriend will look after the kids. So if they wake up, but she wanted to sleep in. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I owe her that, 100%. So like, all right,
absolutely, man. I just wanted to, hit you up and just say, what's going on,
No, it's all good. It's just having like, I can't sleep in a recliner. That's the biggest problem. So I was trying to because my eldest came out, slept on the couch, and I was trying to sleep in the recliner, and then it was hot. It's muggy in Washington. So it's like, I just want a fan on me. It was, I barely slept. I'm just exhausted.
How long do you have to wear that girdle for?
It's like, I wear it when I need it. The more active I am, the more I start to feel the hernia. If I'm not like super active, I don't feel it as much. Like if I like today walking around the mall, I started to feel it, which is why I'm really glad that I had it. And then I had to get my child out of the mall because she just started refusing. And the last thing you want is for your kid to like do a fucking meltdown in the mall. The last thing
Right.
you want is your kid to do that. So like, I'm like, we tried coaxing her out. We tried, a bunch of different methods, and she hadn't taken a nap. So she was just being like super defiant. So she likes to ride on my shoulders, but because of the hernia, I'm not supposed to lift anything.
Yeah,
So
I kind of figure that that might be a problem.
That part sucks. So I took I had the girdle with me, I guess, and I just wrapped it real fucking tight around my waist. And then I'm like, all right, you want to ride on shoulders? And she's like, yeah. So I just picked her up, put her on my shoulders, and like gently carried her out of the mall back over to the van. And I'm like, all right, like, let me just take some ibuprofen and chill out.
So maybe a couple more months or so for things sort of
well,
settle
I have
down?
I have my ultrasound next week, and then we schedule the surgery.
Are you doing like physical therapy or anything like that? Or?
Maybe if my insurance covers it.
Okay.
So, I mean, with a lot of it
I don't
is,
want to. I don't want to get into your business too much.
well, it's just
especially
the
on air.
surgery. It's very simple. I think it's an outpatient thing. It's literally all they're going to do is they're going to cut open my stomach. They're going to like find the tear, and they're going to put a little mesh thing in it, and they're going to seal it up, and they're going to stitch it. And then it takes about 7 to 10 weeks to recover before you're able to lift a lot of stuff again, So, I mean, I don't know the process of it. That's what they told me.
Are you going to be on pain meds and stuff like that?
I hope so, but that's just because I want to get fucked up.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
you might,
Bring on the oxy. Bring on the oxy.
Might take a break from streaming for a
No,
little bit.
I'll probably still be streaming because it's very inactive. I can sit in one position, talk to my microphone, and go from there. But what I'm gonna hopefully do is it will give me a few weeks to start kind of putting out where I want things to go with the show, because I've been doing this pretty consistently now for the last couple months. I really like it. I want to find a more consistent schedule to where I don't feel like I'm burning myself out. But like when I go and I'm doing deliveries and then I race home to do this, I'm kind of like, and then I have to go to bed right afterward. I don't get a lot of downtime.
Right. Yeah.
So
you want to spend more time with your family, I assume. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. That's it. You got it, Kira. That's total. They're all asleep right now. But yes, ultimately in the evening, put my kids to bed, things like that,
Well,
like
right,
tonight,
and I hate missing all these shows because I have to do stuff as well. So, but it happens. Life happens.
Oh yeah, totally, man, totally. And I'm not worried about that. Believe it or not, there's actually been like a lot of people listen to the VOD. I am working on ways to I want to reach out to actors, get some actors on. I want to, reach out to maybe other movie YouTubers, get some people on. And then I still want to do the call-ins, although that might slow down to like one night a week or something, like Saturdays and Sundays are traditionally like slower. So I might.
Yeah, man. I love always hearing their stories that you tell,
oh yeah, no, I enjoy talking
they're always
to people.
Fun.
Yeah, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy doing all this stuff. I again, the support this month, the last couple months have been absolutely amazing. And I just hope that the people enjoy it and people keep coming back. And that's very, I'm trying to think of it as like an in-service thing. You know what I mean? Like, how can I provide as much value and then keep doing it? And it's been a nice mixture, especially after the last 3 years,
Sure. Yeah.
And to kind of be in this place, like someone today on Twitter was like, I commented on a tweet and someone was like, "Oh, you're still alive?" And I'm like, I never fucking left. And then I'm like, look, but I'm over here chilling, just doing my own thing. And that's really what it boils down to. Like there's so
this is all great content if you ask me. I mean, I like this. I mean, I did like Boulder Talk Radio a lot, but
I fucking missed. I will admit,
this is great too, though. I like having to talk about a specific subject rather than just coming up off the cuff of talking about stupid stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean I like to the Warhammer thing. Well, not because I'm not a Warhammer person, so for me it's like trying to understand it, and then how do you present it in an entertaining enough way for people to kind of listen to. But I appreciate, Emperor coming on and talking, and I appreciate Command Unit bringing it up because it is something that's fascinating to learn more about. And Ryan bringing up the Bigfoot thing. Again, that's fascinating in regards to the filmmaking process. I still have no idea why they don't have that trailer out everywhere, but that is neither here nor there. So if anyone here is looking for it, they can watch the trailer and us react to it. So there we go.
Okay, can I ask just one small question before
Sure.
we wrap this up? Have you ever seen 127 Hours?
No, I haven't actually. I know
With-
that I know what happens in it, but I've never seen it.
It's pretty good. It's kind of I would say graphic at points, but I was just curious if you ever seen it before. Because I think when I talk to people, some people really either love or they hate James Franco.
I like James Franco, I do. I enjoy his work. Where he's at right now in his career, I mean, who knows what's going to happen, but I've always enjoyed his content. And I think, that movie was like, because again, once you know what happens, it's like,
There's
I don't
no
know.
surprise.
There's
Really.
no surprise. It's not, it's one of those things where it's like the new Stillwater movie is loosely based on the Amanda Knox story. And
Kind
maybe
of
I'll bring that up tomorrow, but
kind of like Castaway,
Well,
like, you know what's gonna happen.
I mean, Castaway, yeah, like he gets found again because that was in the trailer. Hell, the final shot of the movie was in the Castaway trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's standing at the crossroads and he's looking at the woman who has the package, or to go back and find what was in that package, following the artist and everything else. And like that was the last shot of that movie, and you're like, all right, cool. But that was in the preview.
Do you know what the what was supposed to be in that package?
No.
It was supposed to be a radio, like a GPS radio.
That would have been. Listen, there are fuck you endings, and then there's that.
Yeah,
and that is
exactly
a fuck you ending.
Yeah.
That end. If that was what was in there, like the woman was an artist, I figure it was like paint supplies, right? Like it would have been funnier if it was like sex toys, but that would have been that's just my sense of humor. Like I've been on the island for 5 years and there was a perfectly good working fleshlight right here. No. But it's no, I like that they left it ambiguous, and if it would have been a GPS radio, that would have been a gigantic FU to the fan.
Absolutely, and it's not confirmed. It was just something that was speculated for the longest time.
Okay. Rational Skeptic here says Robert Zemeckis said it was a satellite phone as a joke. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a joke anyway. But anyways, I'll go ahead and just leave it there. I know you need to get out of here.
Well, thank you very much.
Get out of here too, Matt.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I appreciate having me on, man.
Sure. Thanks a lot, man. Have yourself a good one, buddy. Thank you.
So I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, good night, man. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. It was a plunger in the left. Shut up, William. Shut up. And then it was basically it's basically a thing with that. Yeah, it was a FedEx commercial. That's what it was. Andrew, no, I've closed out the call-ins for the night. I'm gonna be wrapping this up here in just a quick second. Rational here asks if I'm still friends with Kraut and V. I haven't talked to V in a long time. I don't necessarily care. I don't have any issue with the guy, but like, I mean, he just like, I don't know. And anyway, Kraut, I actually was talking I talked to him the other day. And I still talk to him occasionally, not every day like I used to, but, we still talk. We're still friends. So on that note, everybody, I want to thank you guys for coming on in. This is a bit of an off kilter episode. Always a lot of fun. I liked the content we covered tonight. And I really hope you guys did too. Be sure to check back later for more stuff. And if anyway, here's a shirt that I was making last night. There are too many fucking Batman. I don't know. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Yes. Have a great night, everybody. I'll talk to you all later. Thank you again.